10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It is astonishing that many people in today's society are generally unaware of civil engineering. Civil engineering is a broad field that comprises structural, transportation, maritime, geotechnical, and last but not least, environmental engineering. While we typically see civil engineer occupations involving a lot of the environment, but behind the scenes, this profession nevertheless balances the country's development and the environmental for societal harmony. Therefore, civil engineering will be introduced to you by us from Group 5 of the Engineers and Society Section 4 courses at University Tun Hussein Malaysia. The objective of this video is to raise public awareness about the roles of civil engineers. Engineering is the application of scientific and mathematical principles along with experience, judgment, and common sense to practical purposes of the design, analysis, and operation of structures, machines, and systems. While science allows us to gain an understanding of the world and the universe, engineering enables this understanding to come to life through problem solving, designing, and building things. Scientists investigate that which already is, while engineers create that which has never been. The Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology (ABET) defines engineering as a profession in which knowledge of the mathematical and natural sciences gained by study, experience, and practice applied with judgment to develop ways to utilize economically the materials and forces of nature for the benefit of mankind.
So, what is engineering is all about? Engineering is art, approximation, measurement and estimation and projection, modeling and simulation, communication and delivery, and lastly, innovation. And art. It is aesthetic and function found in many engineering marvels, both ancient and modern. It is an engineering genius in form of art. Approximation. Engineering system mathematics is frequently utilized to tackle engineering challenges. Measurement, estimation, and projection. Engineers study several useful characteristics, including air quality, traffic volume, and river flow. Modeling and simulation. Validation and verification of engineering analysis are carried out employing technology improvement such as software tools. Communication and delivery. Engineering practice necessitates the creation of technical report, the delivery of presentation, and the interaction with others. Lastly, innovation. Engineers create new devices, material, and viable procedures to answer requirements that existing technology does not address.
Next is about branches in engineering. There are some branches that we need to know in engineering sector. First is aerospace engineering, and aerospace engineering need to deal with research, design, development, construction, testing science and technology of aircraft. Number 2 is biomedical engineering. Biomedical engineering need to deal with the applications of engineering methods and technique that can solve problems in medicine and the life science. Number 3 is chemical engineering. Chemical engineering is most common engineering in Malaysia. Chemical engineering need to deal with the use of chemical and biological processes to produce useful materials or substance. Number 4 is computer engineering. Computer engineering need to deal with the design and prototyping of computing hardware and software. Number 5 is electrical engineering, and electrical engineering need to deal with the large-scale production and supply of electrical power. Number 6 is electronic engineering. And electronic engineering need to deal with the productions of smaller electronic circuits, such as those who use in computer. And last but not least, number 7 is environmental engineering. And environmental engineering need to deal with assessing and minimizing the adverse environmental effects of engineering projects and services.
Engineering is the improvement of society through the application of scientific knowledge. Civil requirements in today's society are focused on meeting basic human needs and assisting people in their daily life. Environmental considered in civil engineering ensure that all construction and utilities are safe, economical, and environmentally sound. There are a lot of jobs can work in civil engineering, such as structural, transportation engineering, technical engineering, water resource engineering, and much more. Civil engineers are highly trained professionals who design, construct, supervise, operate, and maintain infrastructure of the project and system, such as road, building, airport, construction, dam, and much more. Many civil engineering hold supervisory or administration position ranging from site supervisor to the city engineer, public works director, and city manager. They are tasked with ensuring that project adhere to the budgetary and environmental requirements. Some civil engineer may work indoor and outdoor, which is at the construction site. Civil engineer work with other on the project and may be assisted by the civil engineer technician.
When we ask someone to explain what actually civil engineers do, they might be answering, it is a profession that deals with structural design, construction development, or any other kind of things that related to infrastructure project. Generally, yes, it is true as what it is, but specifically, it does not seem to be describing the so-called wide-ranging job scope. So what are the tasks of civil engineers do other than designing and constructing? Although there are different branches of sub-disciplines in civil engineering, it is best for us to be familiar with executing these 6 tasks, started with analyzing, planning, estimating, coordinating, implementing, and lastly maintaining. So firstly is analyzing. Commonly at initial stage, civil engineers will analyze the site condition referring to its history data to ensure the safety of structure building before and after it has been constructed. Next is planning. Done with analyzing, they will start to plan on managing the construction project. This planning stage, normally for civil engineers, they will start to prepare and submit permit applications to local, state, or federal agencies to verify the project. While estimating, the third one is when civil engineers generating cost estimation for labor and materials used to determine a project economic feasibility. Then coordinating and implementing. These 2 tasks are quite related because when civil engineers coordinate with clients and other professionals such as architects or any other subcontractors, at the same time they will start to implement, dealing with construction development, performing the project till the end. And last but not least is maintaining. Assessing safety and potential risks of every project plan to users and the environment is one of the principles that civil engineers must comply with. Thus, maintaining, repairing, and improving infrastructure system is what they should concern about. So these are what civil engineers actually do.
General people may not even realize what civil engineers have contributed to our society. However, it has been more than a decade that civil engineering has made a significant contribute to our society. Knowing the subdiscipline under civil engineering and associations that are related to civil engineering, we enlighten people on how important civil engineering for development of the society. The question here is, what roles does civil engineering play in our society? So society relates civil engineering with structure, but it also includes the maintenance and adaptation of infrastructure that we rely on a daily basis, such as highway, trains, bridges, electricity, waterways, network, and flood defenses. Civil engineers have to keep this infrastructure running effectively and adapt
in order to handle issues such as population increase, climate change, natural disaster, and more. To brief it more, civil engineers are responsible for three societal demands, where the first one is connectivity demands, which includes the construction of highway, rail, transport, bridges, airport, and harbors. The second one is supply demands, which require civil engineering to provide electricity, clean water, gas, logistic, drainage, and other services. And the last one is protect demand, where civil engineers responsible in protect people by build a coastal protection, road crash barrier, earthquake resistant building, flood mitigation, and more. In other words, civil engineer must to come up with solutions to complex problems and implement them. It is not just a simple job, but it is also a social responsibility.